Now let's get into cover 2. The differences, again, cover 3, middle field closed, 3 deep defenders. Cover 2, 2 deep, middle field open now. Changes a lot for the quarterback usually, but there's only 2 deep defenders. So cover 2, we have 2 deep defenders, usually the 2 safeties. Doesn't have to be, but they have a big responsibility. They have to cover that half the field in both directions. And depending on where the ball is and what level of football you play at, it's really hard to do that sometimes. In the pros, it's a little bit easier. Again, with the tight hashes, makes the field a little bit more balanced most of the time. But again, half field, half field. So again, this is going to be the strengths of this defense is going to be this run support from the corners. You got 5 players underneath. Where in cover 3, you only had 4 players underneath. Now we have 5 players underneath to take away these mid-range kind of shallow passes. Again, just give you a different look as far as what's going on underneath. Now we have 5 players underneath as opposed to 4 in cover 3, but we only have 2 deep on the back end. So there's all sorts of space back here. We can see the middle seam, and then these hole shots are what these are called, hole shots, when you play against cover 2. So one of the biggest things for cover 2 is what these corners do. Do they reroute inside? Do they most of the times wide receivers will have to make must outside release routes? And so do they get pushed to the sideline? Are they rerouted? Are they trying to get pushed inside, funneled inside so that safety, if this wide receiver's lined up way out here and he has a free release up the hole and this half field player is way in tight, this is going to be an easy completion for most quarterbacks. Again, you're going to cover 2 weaknesses, middle of the field. So you see those tight ends working the seam, see any route over the middle of the field, and then these hole shots out on the outside. Everything underneath is going to be really difficult. Anything to the flat, you're not going to be able to come out and just throw that flat right there. There's going to be a corner sitting right there for you. So you got to be really aware who the flat defender is. If that flat defender is a corner, a rolled up corner, meaning that the corner usually plays a little bit further off, closer to like 7, 8. Now he's down, rolled, coming downhill. He's involved in the run game, and he's a rolled cloud corner. You're not going to be able to throw anything in the flat. Can't throw a hitch. Can't throw anything where this guy sits down. In fact, most routes are cloud adjust, meaning that if you have a hitch on right here, and it's a cloud corner or a rolled corner, he's coming downhill, this now turns into a fade to take advantage of this hole shot. So again, a lot of wide receivers need to know what's happening with these corners on the outside. But again, the essence, it's just math. We have 2 defenders deep, 5 underneath. In cover 3, we had 3 defenders deep, 4 underneath. So simple numbers game. But again, really hard to play straight up cover 2 zone nowadays. The difference too is you'll hear Tampa 2 oftentimes, and that takes this middle linebacker. That's essentially cover 3. So Tampa 2 takes this middle linebacker, and now he has the middle area with these guys still splitting the difference 50-50. So Tampa 2 is a weird variation of cover 3, almost like a 2.5 coverage. Again, need really good underneath players, these hook defenders, to be able to play that at a high level. Think Rondé Barber back in the day with the Bucks and Derek Brooks. So again, cover 2, the other thing about cover 2, and I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it because this is a zone coverage question, but the thing I like in cover 2 is 2-man, where now these defenders underneath, all 5 of these defenders underneath are playing man coverage, and you have these 2 zone defenders over the top. You see this in long yardage a lot. So they would be locked up here. They would be locked up right here, right here, right here on the back, right here on the tight end, right here on the wide receiver. They play inside leverage, bump coverage, really difficult to deal with, hard to throw the ball against. So again, cover 2, 2 safeties deep. The holes are going to be middle of the field and the hole shots on the sideline. Really hard to throw anything underneath. Got to be able to come out and throw checkdowns if you don't like exactly what you see. But again, you're always going to be attacking the middle of the field, take advantage of those 2 safeties deep in straight cover 2, which you don't see very often.